because I want it, and I want it done now.
I want an Oompa Loompa now!
I realise we're jumping right into the fire with this one, as the last two videos I made a skirt from a pattern or a just an already made item, which allowed me to begin to understand how it was formed. So, in the usual spirit of just going with it today, we're going to try self-drafting a pattern. I'm currently looking at the measurements of one of my favourite dresses and favourite skirts that I think will fit the idea for this piece. I bought some tracing paper to make the skirt sections on, so I've taken the skirt measurements and I'm tracing them, but then extending them downwards to make the skirt a bit longer. From what I know so far of skirts, this is not necessarily a mathematically easy process, but we're going to try. Also, how stinking cute are my little polar bear slippers? As an adult, these bring me so much joy. Anyway, a lot of maths going on in my head right now as well. The aim of this project is to have a skirt that I can lounge about in and not worry about getting it mucky. So we're going with a very inexpensive jersey type material that I found, I believe, on a website many moons ago, and they sent it to me, so that's good. It's not a scam. I don't even remember where I got it from. But I think it'll work well for this project just because it'll be a bit stretchy and black goes with everything. So similar to the skirt I'm currently wearing, but we're going to make it calf length. And when it comes to clothes, I tend to go on this circuit of wanting a specific item, finding it, or it not fitting quite as intended, or being far too pricey, then telling myself I can make it, and then never getting around to it. So today we are breaking that chain and forging ahead with the scissors and thread. Oh, did that rhyme? Anyway, the panels have been formed from a mixture of the clothing you saw before and comparing it to the drafting panels of the skirt pattern I used in my first video. Had to quickly change into a skirt so that I wouldn't flash anyone. This is why I need a longer skirt. There is an amazing amount of thought process that goes into how to line up panels, to cut them out, and then piece them together correctly. Sewing really is not for the faint of heart. Now that I'm almost done with the cutting and pinning, and before I put my back out in this position, I'm going to go take a walk around London to stretch out and give my brain a little break. So come with me for a little jaunt. Come off it. What a gorgeous day. I'm on a big stroll from Houses of Parliament and Big Ben. None of this Elizabeth Tower nonsense. As in Elizabeth, we have enough things named after us. Don't take poor Ben's as well. Anyway, I digress. I'll let you just wander with me now. Alright, we are back at it. I have so much trouble getting the tension right on these projects. I'm sure a lot of it is practice, but I always manage to get it wrong. However, I do have the pins the right way around this time, so that's an improvement, which is always nice to see. I'm just going to finish popping these panels together, and then we'll carry on with the next steps. The main part of the skirt is done, but now I need to put the seam along here for buttons, seam along the top for the waistband, and then a hem along the bottom. So that is our next steps. Okay, I don't know how much you can see here, but I love how the back sits and the side. However, I don't want this to be too tight because I want sort of the drop. So I think I'm going to take these two panels and widen them, and then just use these two as sort of the hems for the waist and the side. But yeah, we'll see. But otherwise, I'm liking for the tester skirt. I think it's working quite well. Let's see how this goes. Here is the new front panel I'm trying to finagle together with interfacing down the center. I'm hoping to skip steps in the thinking part of the process with this central piece. Very hard to articulate, but by adding it in the middle, I can cut up the center, so it'll basically be hemmed. That's how it works, right? Quick little SMR break. I love England when it rains. Just dreamy. This is a perfect moment to have hindsight, because as I'm doing this, I know that it's not going to work because it's just a little too thin, but I carry on in the hopes that maybe it will. So bear with me as I try and figure out how to do a hem with no experience. It's the next morning, time for breakfast and a cat. I am currently unpicking all the stitches that I have created this morning from the hemline, as it was all catching and it just didn't look right. I think the hem was too short, so I'm cutting my losses and starting over, making a thicker hemline with thicker interfacing, and I'm hoping that'll help, because I actually want to wear this skirt, and you know, I think cutting my losses now is better, and we'll just have to see how it goes. But very frustrating morning. But yeah, we'll see how it works out. Behind me I have the interfacing and the black fabric laid out, but I am very hot as somehow it is scorching in September, so I'm going to go to the gym and I'm gonna work it off and then come back and hopefully finish this skirt today, because I want it and I want it done now. New hem has been formed and pinned, so now we're just going to sew. I decided to make my life a bit easier for myself, and so I'm actually making another waistband, as the one I originally did was like the hem where it was just too small. So that's where we're going to go from here, and hopefully it'll be quite an easy attachment. And then after that I've just got to make the buttons to go up the side and the buttonholes, which I have tried once before as an experiment, and we'll hopefully make sure it goes correctly this time. So here we go. All right, hemline and new waistband are attached. Quick, much needed dumpling making break. I know they're a bit rough, but I tried. Now we are back into it by starting with the buttonholes and buttons. I've tested creating buttonholes on the current skirt I'm wearing, so hopefully it'll be a similar process. These are the little buttons that I got for this project, and they're very simple and basic, but I thought it would work with the black, so that's what we're gonna go with, and I hope I can figure this out. So I am glad I'm doing a trial dress, as I just tried to do the buttonhole and I misunderstood which way the button would sew, even though I read it like 5 times, but that's why we do practice dresses. So I'm actually just going to leave that there because it's just the stitching and just kind of carry on because whatever. So yeah.